Serious men of Reddit, who are unable to share their emotions with anyone, what would you like to share? I don't know how I feel half the time. I find other people's emotions relatable and I feel like I can empathize with them, but when it comes to mine it seems difficult to define. I hate that I lie about myself to make myself seem more interesting. It's so hindering, I feel so fucking stupid after it and just start cringing. I don't know if I'm stupid or intelligent, I'm definitely lazy, I know that much. I don't feel wanted or needed in my life, but I know that logically it's not true. I just associate being wanted or loved with physical affection, not sex, and those interactions are few and far between. I'm not scared of dying, but I'm scared of risking things. Sometimes I even think that death would be a good option, because I feel there is no pre-designated point to living. We have to create a point, and I don't know what I want my point to be. I really want a hug. I haven't been hugged in so long. It would be nice, I think. I honestly can't. That's basically the problem. I just don't care. At all. And it's really hard to express that. Only one of my friends ever contacts me unprompted, whether it is via text or a quick drop by. I would never hear from the others again if I didn't message or call them first. This isn't as bad as some of the others here, but it has been bothering me for a long while. Edit. Thank you all for the words of support or even just talking about your own experiences. I wish you all the best friends in the world. Edit 2. Thank you for all the rewards, but honestly I have no idea what they mean. Reading your replies is more than enough. If these cost money, please spend it on something for yourself, even if that is just a beer, a chocolate bar or something healthy. Most people deserve that, I'm certain you do too. If you are inclined to give, I'm sure there's nicer things you can spend it on than some mystified fool on the internet. Smiley face. I honestly can't keep up with the replies and messages, but please check out the sticky if you're in any sort of need. I'm sure the people on the other end of those links don't mind your questions or tales, however small they may seem to you. I'd love to reply to you all, but I can't and I'm sorry. Edit 3, some typos and wording. Have a wonderful morning, noon, evening, or night. I'm tired of pretending everything is going well. I lost all motivation and drive to do well in life. I keep telling myself it will get better, but nothing is going right. I just want a hug from someone who really cares about me and tell me everything will be okay. I want to drop out of school so badly to recover, but that's not possible. Sad face. Edit. Thank you so much for all your encouragement and kind words, I really appreciate it. My day got better. Smiley face. It's getting late here and I will continue reading and replying to you guys tomorrow. I appreciate every single one of you, hugs. Smiley face. I distance myself from everyone in my life emotionally because the feeling of being vulnerable and truly opening up to people scares the shit out of me. It always seems to come back to bite me in the ass when I leak a little bit too much information because I just want to be alone and forget about everything. I wish I could live alone and have very little interactions with everyone. It's always so draining to be around people day in day out with little alone time. It's one of those things where you don't know what is wrong with you. I'll probably be moving across country, by myself, for a job with subpar pay, during a global pandemic. Wish me luck. Shit, I just tried writing something for the past hour and I can't share my emotions, even to a bunch of strangers on Reddit, so I guess that's something to share at least. Edit. Thank you all so much for commenting. This is the first time I ever had this many people care about something I said. I'm not the type for talking, so I probably won't ever message you about my feelings. The most I do in terms of showing my feelings is through music. Either way, I'm still reading new comments. You guys are awesome, really made my day. I'm super lonely. I work 50 to 60-hour weeks because I can't stand to be alone in my empty house. Every attempt I've made at a relationship has failed and I'm starting to think I will never find love that goes both ways. My last relationship ended when I found out I was the side guy. I don't have any close friends because I can't trust anyone anymore. Every person I try to open up to ends up using it against me in some way. I'm emotionally broken and don't know how to make connections anymore. I contemplate suicide daily, but my family can't afford a funeral, so I press on though my life. I wish I could find someone that I can trust with this, but I've learned that nobody really cares about me, just what I can do for them. Edit. Thank you all so much for your support. It made me remember that there are good people out there that really do care, which is something that I was starting to seriously doubt. I probably won't be able to reply to all of your kind messages, but I am reading all of them. Thank you again. On the subject of pets, that probably wouldn't be a good thing because I work in healthcare, not getting more specific, and have time for nothing but rest and errands during my time off. I do like the idea and will consider it when things slow down at work. I take every day one at a time, trying to win the small battles in my head. All your support will definitely keep me going a little longer. I am so very, very alone. Give us a pat on the back and ask us how we're doing every now and then. As small as it may seem, it can mean the world to some. I don't want to accept the fact that I'm depressed, because if I do, then it'll be harder for me to overcome it. I act indifferent and have things under control, but in reality I'm terrified of the future. I think about 100 what if scenario a day. I don't like to talk about myself cause I feel like I'm not interesting or people don't care about what I have to say about my life. Thank God I have good friends, but those things not even them I can share with. Edit. I couldn't possibly reply to each one of you, but you best believe I read each comment and my burden feels so much lighter. Know all those strangers just relate to me and comfort me without knowing me. So thank you. Also, a lot have suggested I look into therapy or anxiety medication, so I'll do that. I'm so fucking tired. I don't want to talk about it, I just want a hug. Fuck this pandemic, y'all. It's not worth sharing. Every single person that I've opened up to, from my parents, friends, bullies, etc., used it against me in some shape or form, and it just psychologically messed me up. I don't dare to say that I had depression, but made me become 100 times more careful when I speak my mind, and I developed a habit of talking to myself when alone because I just can't hold some thoughts and feelings deeply locked up inside me. My wife is currently having an emotional affair with a co-worker, and shows no remorse. Her family and friends seem to support her. I had some serious anxiety about a year ago for a handful of months, and my wife found someone else during that time. My whole world is destroyed. I feel like a loser, I'm too embarrassed to admit it to my friends, and I don't know how I can continue on. She starts individual counseling tomorrow, and all I can hope is that she at least realizes how hurtful she has been. I can't imagine being with anyone else, but having your wife tell you that she thinks she may be happier with another man just sucks all of your self-worth out of you. I don't want to exist anymore, honestly. I don't want to die, I just want the memory of me and who I am to be wiped away from everyone so I don't disappoint anyone anymore. I just want to be a ghost and not exist anymore. Sorry, just going through some shit right now with depression, heartbreak, insomnia, and a slew of other things that I have to hide so to not hurt or disappoint anyone. I'm dying here. Hard to stay optimistic. I'm afraid that I have bottled up my feelings for so long that if I'm ever lucky enough to find a person I want to open up to, it will either be impossible or everything will come out at once and scare them off. Uneasy face. I am pretty sure I am bipolar. I don't know who I should go to so I can find out for sure. There's only one person I want to talk to and she fucking hates me. I am constantly angry, anxious, and depressed, and it's absolutely exhausting. I'm tired of trying. I just want to give all of you a hug. Rest your souls, weary warriors. Every time I trust someone with all my heart and soul, they break my trust. So I've started to keep things to myself. I'm done with trusting and opening up to people. I can't stop myself from feeling like a failure at the thought of my fiancé leaving me someday. My logical brain says that because she's committed and she loves me that it probably won't happen, but I've been ghosted several times before, and if she were to as well, the worst part would be the shame that I had not seen it coming. It may have happened those times because of my social obliviousness, and I feel broken because of it. That I love my parents but I feel super shy telling them I love you. That's all. Had a dream few nights back of someone just giving me a hug. I woke up with tears on my face. I met an incredibly beautiful, smart, loving girl but I work abroad and I have to go away after Christmas. After 3 failed relationships which only lasted months, this is the first person I can see myself having a stable and happy relationship with. The thought of having a long-distance relationship breaks me, because I know I can't do it. I don't like texting or video calling, and they rarely work. She also gets a lot of attention from other men and I feel like I would lose her quickly. I'm sad, trying not to fall in love. I've always felt that I wouldn't find anyone for me, and now that I have I can't be with her. I had a loaded gun held against my head a couple of weeks ago. I lost my girlfriend of 4 years, and when I wanted to put forth the effort to fix the problems that were the catalyst, she told me you aren't worth the effort. So she took almost all the furniture and a fake is already with another guy, which just cements in my mind that she had been cheating on me emotionally at the very least. I'm okay now but it was a really close thing. #I'm okay now. I've just been feeling completely unmotivated and worthless for almost a year now. I have a lot of friends and I've talked to them about problems and even though they were supportive it still didn't help me at all and now I just feel bad talking to them about it because I've done it multiple times already which hasn't helped me at all and I don't want to bother them anymore. No hope in my family either. My parents are divorced and all they care about is having influence over me and don't ever care how I feel. The one time I tried talking to my dad about my problems he just blamed me for it. Got mad that I was keeping to myself and just told me to be more social which helped a little but here I am now, haven't talked to my friends in weeks and I can't imagine doing it anytime soon. I don't even know what to say anymore because there are just so many parts and layers to all my problems that I don't really know how to even explain it properly. The worst parts are the self-loathing, crippling anxiety, and possible ADHD which I can't even get tested for because I'm too scared. I'm just lost, don't know what to do, how to solve my problems or even think rationally because one problem just leads to another and it creates the cycle of fucked up life issues. I am scared. Hey, if anyone wants to DM me and release I promise to listen. No judgment. If you want advice or for me to respond with uplifting messages I'm here for you. I do this with the men in my life. I make sure to check in on them. I let them vent about women, work, self-esteem issues, doubts, insecurities, etc. I care so much about humans. And I feel so sad that men feel they can't open up. Just putting the offer out there in case someone needs it. I really do care and want to be there for you. Edit. Thanks guys for all the awards. I've been having a rough week myself and this is such a lovely gift. Here for you all. I feel blessed, red heart. Honestly, every time that I have opened up, my friends have ended up treating me different and I've been able to notice it. Having no emotion is rewarded. I want to be free. I want to be free from nations, systems, norms, and ages. I hate feeling and thinking. This is a really beautiful planet but a really sad world. I really wish I can go back to the void and non-existence. My eating disorder has gotten bad again. I'm extremely lonely and isolated. I've lost friends just by being independent and confident and not texting and call first, so now I'm nearly alone. I'm petrified about the future with a million paths and no direction, and I'm so stressed that I can't get a good pathway started. I'm terrified of dating because I still feel extremely insecure about my body. Tonight, my first day off, and while I woke up, jerked off, binge ate junk food, threw it up and started drinking, and now I'm on Reddit, so yeah. I'm so depressed and anxious I don't know why. I have a friend I need to get out of my life, but they have serious abandonment issues, and even though they've been horrible to me and others on so many occasions, I'll still feel bad. I feel weak-willed talking about this to others, as it's obvious I should have moved on ages ago. I tear up during the sad part of nearly every movie, even if it's stuff made for little kids. Pretty sure something is deeply wrong with me inside. I'm not talking about just stuff like Up and Coco. Even stuff like when Groot says we are Groot, or when Moana's grandma sings to her on the boat. So my mom is chronically ill, her brain is deteriorating fast. My dad is understandably very stressed due to all of this and how many years it has lasted. He's the only other person in this household I really can talk to. A conversation with my mom isn't really a real conversation, and he's too stressed to have the energy or time to do so, meaning I'm really isolated. I just finished high school in spring and moved back home after living with my best friend for 9 months. Before living there, I was doing the same thing as now, with taking care of my mom to help with my dad's stress, all while doing IB with 5 higher levels. I'm currently spending my sabbatical taking care of my sick vegetative mom instead of getting a job and saving up and getting some good experiences. I'm 20 years old and I am in no way living life for myself in any way. My only real escape is going to the gym to work out. The sweet release of dopamine is probably the only thing keeping me from falling down into the deep dark hole of despair and depression. Well, that and being a nerd in the kitchen, which has gone from a hobby to a daily chore. I imagined my sabbatical would involve saving up, maybe getting a girlfriend, traveling with my best friend, and not just living for the sake of taking care of my parents. Honestly, it sometimes takes weeks to have a real conversation with people. I feel so alone, and granted it's necessary, the quarantine isn't doing anything to help my situation. My ex-wife, who mentally abused me for years and physically abused me on separate occasions, who I've been separated with for 2.5 years and in the process of getting a divorce from, still harasses to this day, as well as the woman I've been dating. I've asked for help on several occasions from the police and the court system. I basically get mocked and laughed at by our judicial system because, what, is this woman going to beat you up? I'm going to end up with a knife in my chest before anyone listens or takes a step in ending her terror. I kinda wish my close friends remembered my birthday today. They usually remember down to the exact minute, but this year, none of them did, at least so far. I know they're all busy and have bigger things to be worrying about, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't make me feel a bit lonely. Edit. Thank you everyone for the birthday wishes. Red heart. Just a quick update if you're curious, the important people eventually reached out and wished me a happy birthday. Feeling much better thanks to both them and you guys. I feel invisible, because I don't have the 6-figure job, 6-pack, I'm not 6 feet tall, and I don't have a phallus longer than 6 inches. I haven't contributed anything significant to society and probably never will. I'm one of the ones that will be forgotten. No legacy. I thought I made a good friend. He said he was a hugger and touched me a bunch of times. I touched his back some. He thanked me. Then 2 days later said it was creepy and I couldn't come over anymore. Then I made a new Xbox friend. Super clingy. Then he got mad at me for some small thing said to a friend and said rude stuff and blocked me on everything. I need hugs, touch, loyal guy friends, and not to act like I'm trying to get with you for wanting it. It's not that we are unable. It's simply that nobody cares. Because of COVID, I can't remember the last hug I had. Or even a handshake. I haven't hugged my parents, grandparents, my sisters, or my nieces and nephews in so long. It makes me really sad, but I can't say anything because it makes me look a bit soft, and everyone is in the same boat right now. I don't even know how to reach out to my emotions except in extreme cases. I refuse to be vulnerable even in front of my partners, and I'm unable to understand why. This was partly why my relationships have all been utter failures. I don't think I'll ever be able to feel love. We can't/won't share it. That's why we're all committing suicide. Nothing, I'm fine. I'm pretty sure I threw my life away for someone that would never really love me back. And I'm worried my daughter will grow up the same way I did. I didn't have a bad childhood, by any means. But it's not what I ever wanted for her. I often think about suicide, but the last two of my friends would stop paying attention to me if I ever mentioned it, and I have no family since they were abusive. Every single failed relationship I've had has been completely my fault. I'm self-destructive and depressed, and have been for some time. My actions and the choices I've made in past years have pigeonholed me into a lifestyle and mindset that is inescapable. I want to die, but I'm too much of a coward to do it myself. Instead, I'll live in a miserable existence and let my vices lead me to an early death. Thanks for viewing. I cry every morning and every night because I miss my stepdad so much. I cry because I took him for granted and never realized how much I loved him and how happy he made me, and how I'll never be able to tell him all these things. My mother and sister don't understand my feelings, and my brothers make fun of me and bully me, saying that at least I had a dad. My friends don't get it either, as they've never had this kinda of hurt. I wish my wife understood how negative she is, and how much this impacts me. Honestly, don't remember the last time she said something positive or nice to me, unprompted. Sucks to not have any real friends. Not sure what's wrong with me. I hate being a parent. The sleep deprivation, loss of freedom, expenses, etc. are overwhelming. I hate having to pretend that I want to play with them in front of my wife and everyone else. The good dad compliments I get are infuriating. BC, I know I don't deserve them. Everyone says kids are a blessing and it's all worth it. To me, kids are a curse and absolutely not worth it, especially when I think about the years of life gone from me from all of the additional stress. I never had that once you see your child for the first time, you'll understand what it's all about moment. All I could think about that day in the hospital was how exhausted my wife and were, and that I wish we were back at home planning our next vacation. I know this is all my fault, as I brought it all upon myself. But that just makes this even harder. I'm currently doing an internship in a school as a teacher. I put so much work in and tried my best, but everything seems to go wrong. My teacher came yesterday and she says I need to be more dynamical and need to show more expression. She also said I wasn't creative enough. This made me not want to be a teacher anymore, and I think that's kinda sad. I still have 4 more days to go, but I can't sleep or can't get any food down my throat. I have constant headaches and I'm just tired. Hopefully, the rest of the week will be better. I wish I were depressed, because then I could at least reach a breaking point when bad things keep happening. As it stands, I just take it and take it and take it, and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper, and it never stops because I never hit a limit and break down, so I just keep on carrying heavier and heavier loads. It's not less hard for me because I'm less emotive. It sucks. A lot. I feel nothing in life, I'm just drifting through each day at the moment. My biggest downfall is that I'm able to convince everyone that I'm fine and act like one of those people everyone assumes is happy, because I'm afraid to talk and feel like a downer to everyone around me. I have kids that are amazing and genuinely keep me going, but I hate everything else. I hate my job, but it enables me to not do very much and stay at home, and I know I'd hate any job, so I have no idea what to do. I feel like even if I won the lottery I'd just go, oh cool, because who even cares? Sad face. I just feel pointless and worthless. This is by far have been the strangest and toughest year of my life. I feel lost at so many levels. I feel alone. I feel like a failure. I used to be someone that could contain others and support them, but now I can't. I'm shooting everyone I care about outside and just wish to hibernate. I am telling my wife how I feel, but she is concentrated on herself and her own issues and can't contain me or support me. She is used for me being the one that contains her, but now I can't. She always feels like I'm making all the decisions and therefore I control and manipulate her. But I took the decisions since someone needed to take them and she wasn't willing to take the responsibilities. I do not want to control her, I actually want her to take charge and lead our family while I kick my wounds. But she won't, and it's tearing us apart. I am now unemployed for the first time of my life. I need positive energy to make a career change I've been aiming at, but only have negative energy inside me. I can hardly find the will to get out of bed and take care of the house and kids. I feel responsibility for many things, and only a fraction of those things are directly within my control. My partner of 7 years has gynecological problems and we haven't been able to have sex in over 5 years. She's not interested in any other forms of intimacy. It doesn't even feel like a relationship anymore. Just roommates. I can tell anyone about it because our families are super close and we share the same friends. I'm 25 and can't find anyone to relate to with this. Life is bland. Feeling pretty down lately due to the pandemic. Work is stressing me out and I think it's making my early stage balding worse. So there's that. I see all these teens at my school, kids who are barely even 14, with scars all over their wrists, legs, everywhere. I feel like it should be my responsibility to help them, but at the same time I'm too scared to make a big thing out of it. They always joke about suicide and cutting themselves and I'm just so fucking confused as to how others can hear their story and just laugh with them. It just worries me that one day someone will decide to jump and I won't be there to save them. I know that if that ever happens I'll always blame myself and carry it with me for the rest of my life, knowing that I could have stopped someone's death but chose to do nothing. High school is just so different to what I expected, much worse than I expected. My ex-wife left me last March. We've been divorced officially since August this year. One night while setting up the table to play Monopoly she said, "I don't love you anymore," and then just left. We were married from ages 19 to 25. I see her every few days to give our 5-year-old son back and forth. The truth is I don't have feelings of love for her anymore, but I still dream about her 4 to 5 nights a week. I'm able to step back and see that she wasn't perfect or anything, we both had our faults and I'm pretty sure I understand why she left. But the problem is the only time I'm honestly happy is when I'm having those dreams. I wake up and realize it was a dream, and I just want to go back to sleep to stay there forever and never wake up. I'd never actually kill myself because I love my son and couldn't do that to him, but I wish it was just out of my hands sometimes. I'm overwhelmed. My wife and daughter are both medicated for anxiety. My son is a teenage boy, so we see him for 10 minutes a day at dinner. I go to work, get home, clean the kitchen, do the dishes, cook dinner, feed the cats. I'm the only one who cleans, the only one who cooks. If anything else is being done, I have to be a part of it because nobody else wants to do it alone. We have had some doctor's appointments in the city and I have to take days off of work to drive because my wife won't drive downtown. Despite the fact that nobody leaves the house, I am lonely. When I finally get to sit down in front of the TV, the kids disappear to their rooms and my wife falls asleep. There are legitimate mental health issues with my family that I understand. I'm not trying to shame them or be selfish. I'm just overworked and lonely. I'm stuck with shame and body image issues due to being continuously molested in my childhood. Nothing ever happened that was too bad, I was just groped by this female friend of my mother. The worst thing is, my mother knew about it, and she would laugh when her friend did, and even worse, she still brings her over from time to time. It just makes me so sick that I wasn't taken serious just cause I'm male. I know it was different time and culture, but it just feels so wrong. I think I'm going to break at any time. That I might have a degenerative brain disease at only 36 along with an inoperable mass and bad obstructive hydrocephalus, not looking for sympathy, that's why I haven't told too many people close to me, and as I lay here in the hospital, I'm scared. I don't want to die young. I'm slowly losing my memory, motor, and cognitive functions. I feel like I'm slowly going crazy. None of my friends or family that know I'm here have called me, texted or visited despite me being the one that always goes. Out of my way to help everyone. The ones actually comforting me are you guys, strangers on Reddit, helping me get through this. I guess I'm just disappointed in the people in my life. I miss my dog. I have a great wife, 2 very amazing little boys, and a supportive family. But this year I had to put my dog of many years down after trying to hold back cancer. He was the one who motivated me when I was overseas, always the one who was happy to see me no matter what before we had kids, and was very likely my closest friend, and I liked it that way. I hear his bark sometimes, I mistake shadows for his figure, I dream about him. My issue is I spent the last 5 years working non-stop to make sure we had a nice home in a nice area, and I didn't spend the time I wanted with him. I don't think anyone wants to hear about it anymore since it's been 5 months since I put him down, but I'm still grieving. I don't want or need sympathy, I just want to talk about my pup and how much he meant to me without a pity party or dismissive I'm sorries. Good dogs shouldn't die is all I'm saying. I'm a lot happier than I look. I'm 100% satisfied with the life I live and wouldn't trade it for any other life. I'm just terrible at showing it. I never smile or say nice things to people. I feel bad for acting like a grump most of the time because others might think of me as a negative person. I just don't know how to look happy on the outside. I have no idea what I really feel. So many of the things I think pop into my head because, while I don't have OCD, I struggle severely with invasive thoughts. Sometimes I panic about if these thoughts are real, which just spirals into me tricking myself into thinking they are, and it's a long trek back to not be dumb and realize everything I'm panicking about was never a worry in the first place. It's tiring to be the only with the answers. To be the one who holds the fort. To pick everyone else up. To always see the positive in every bad situation we find ourselves in. I'm a woman and it is absolutely breaking my heart reading all these comments from men in pain and feeling alone and unable to share how they feel with anyone else. I hate how society has conditioned men that they have to be strong and suppress their feelings. As far as I am concerned, it's one of the biggest problems causing the most pain and damage to the most amount of people, both the men who have been conditioned that way and the people they interact with. I witnessed it on the first day of my son starting school, aged 4, and the female teacher told him to stop crying, "You don't want your mom to see you crying." I was absolutely furious that he was already receiving this message, and from a woman, no less. However, my son, now 12, knows that he can share any emotion with me, and I hope he will grow up into a man who is not afraid of his emotions or to be fully himself. I am in a relationship with a guy and would give anything if he would just open up to me and share how he is feeling, because I know, just like you, he is in pain, depressed and too scared and doesn't trust anyone, even his partner. There really are people who care and want more than anything for you to trust and be vulnerable and open up, so they can make a real and deep connection with you. Massive hugs to all of you XX. At this point, isn't it pointless? You live your life handling it yourself. Whether you handle it well or poorly, and that's how it is. Even if I could get myself to tell someone those type of things, I'd just immediately feel weird about it. That's what it is being a guy, right? I'm fucking tired of helping people overcome their problems and being there just to be forgotten once they are better and never even ask how I am. I just want to, and I can't even express it correctly, get this weight off me and eat and sleep without feeling this existential dread every 5 minutes. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was raped by 3 girls at 13, had 31 surgeries from ages 11 to 12, and I've been in isolation for 4 years besides 6 months where I attended an actual school, where I was then raped. I stopped going there because of my health problems. Because of all this, I can't get more than 4 hours of sleep a day, I get major flashbacks to a plethora of bad memories. Haven't told anyone, and the one online friend I told said that I probably liked it and that males can't get raped. So yeah, I'm 15 now and kinda done. Boys and men can be victims of sexual assault, fuck anybody who thinks otherwise. I'm so fucking terrified of ending up alone. I just want to be in love, to be content, to be comfortable. I just want someone to love me and hold me and accept me for who I am. I want someone to work for, to be my best self for. I don't want to be alone. That I feel terrible sorry about ruining everything, and no matter what it's just keep getting worse. Most of the times I don't feel like life is not worth living and never has. When I'm with family and friends I try to hide it, but they can tell I'm not okay and they try to talk about with me, but it's hurting them too much to hear about it, so I have joined therapy so they don't have to listen so much to men anymore. But I have been going for 7 years now and I don't know how much more I can take. I know my mom and stepdad loves me more than anything and I love them so much. But last time I visited, my stepdad got a bit drunk and told me they have talked about maybe the best thing would have been if my mom had an abortion or have waited having a child till she was better suited for handling a child and young adult with mental illness, because it's killing both of them to see me like this. I'm so terrible sorry, I never wanted this for both of them. I feel really broken inside with nothing to do or live for. But I can't take my own life. It would literally kill them and I have already caused them so much pain. I feel like I must go on because of them and hope that in the processes I can get better and pay for all the pain and grief I have caused them. I just want everybody that whatever happens I'm terrible sorry and I hope people can forgive me. Edit. Wow, thanks for the upvotes, it's more than heartwarming that people took the time to read this. I'm not really on the best mentality right now, but every time I try to talk about it with other people, their advice is always the same. Stay strong and you're not the only one. I get it, I really do, but it's not working, damn it. Every day feels like a slog and I have to force myself to pretend that I'm fine to others and to myself. I'm tired, my dudes. And lonely. I don't have any reason to exist. Not that I am looking to off myself, but it just sucks knowing that you could literally die tomorrow and absolutely nothing would change. I'm so tired of working through physical pain to provide. I'm physically big and strong, so apparently I can't show any indication that I am in constant pain from years of injuries and wearing my body down. Everyone's like, you're a big guy, you'll be alright. Fuck you people. You have no idea what it takes to get out of bed and get ready to even go to work. I've been a grown-ass man for going on 20 years now and still am not sure how to be an adult. I look at people with their cars, expensive furniture, and houses and it all just looks like an unattainable peak. I've been feeling very empty these past few weeks. Nothing. If I discuss what I'm experiencing, it's going to be depressing for the person listening and I refuse to make my misery someone else's. I'll just keep pretending I'm fine and making others laugh. The distraction that interaction affords me is more beneficial than sympathy or reassurances. I don't want to talk about it. Thank you for watching the video. Welcome to Reddit Wisdom. Here you will learn the wisdom of the crowd, the wisdom of Reddit. Please consider subscribing for more Reddit wisdom.